we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're born ready.
All good.
We all have our Tennessee cups. Well, not we all. Sorry. We
I
have our
was gonna
Tennessee
say,
Say,
Monster, Tennessee. All right, sweet.
Okay. Hi, and welcome to the Y'all Ain't Right podcast. I'm Brittany. I'm here with Nick, Tyler, and Todd. We've got Halloween coming up this week. Do you guys have any plans?
Not a one.
I've already done one Halloween party, but no real plans.
Yeah, not really. I have a thing I go to like every year, but I got the invite like an hour before it was happening, and I was out of town, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm skipping this year, and I was really looking forward to it. It's a big family get together.
Well, with
Your family forgot about you?
It wasn't my family.
With your costumes, you need to go to parties.
Yeah.
Like you need to. I saw that one you posted, or was it in a group text? I don't know. I was just like, dang. Like that's a really good. I'm one of those, like, when I did costume, I just bought them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yep, it's either gonna look good or it's not. Whatever.
Well, my family did a witchy photo shoot thing a couple weeks ago. I still haven't got all the photos back yet.
Did you do your thing?
Yeah.
Is that what that was from?
I mean, I bought it for that reason for last year, but we couldn't do it last year because different.
But you know what I'm
people-
talking about. Like, did you post some picture or like?
Yeah, it was on it was on our
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
But that was from that photo shoot.
Well, no, that was from the party last year. Same
Oh,
costume.
okay.
Yeah.
I bought that costume
For that.
and we didn't
Okay.
do it last year, but I wore it to the party, and I was going to do it again this year. But
Gotcha.
at least I got to wear it for the photo shoot.
I was like, that's a really good costume.
Yeah, I
was
like it.
That's much better than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't go all out with like the makeup and whatnot. I'm just not.
Yeah, I didn't do much. I did like eyeliner and eyeshadow to make my eyes look dark, and I was like, there we go, that's enough. It looks like crap, but it's on there. That was
It'll
kind of
work.
the point, though.
I like the group outfits.
Yeah.
Either like a friend group or like
The couple.
the couple.
Yeah.
Some of those get a little ridiculous, but on its surface, yeah, most of the time
That's all
those
the
are
better
really
when
good.
they're really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what direction of ridiculousness you're going.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like
The-
some of them, I'm just like, y'all should not be doing that. Don't do that.
One of the first years that I can't remember if Bellamy was one or what, but Brett wanted to do the Top Gun
Yeah.
Maverick, and he was
That's a
like
typical
the
guy
plane,
thing.
and
Oh, he
The stroller is a plane.
He wanted to be the.
where like you wear the baby thing, and then
Oh,
the
that
baby is
okay.
Maverick, and then you're the plane.
Oh,
No, okay, you've taken it to a whole nother level. No, I thought he wanted to do like the wingman, because he's your little wingman. So I thought it was going to be like the full aviator suit thing. I'm like, yeah, that's like every dude's like, yeah, I'll put my son in like a little aviator costume and get the aviators on, and it'll be awesome. But no, you're talking about Brett wears some interesting costumes.
He's
the
pretty
fact
silly.
that you all have the same.
Yeah, the shark.
My shark's a
costume.
little different than his.
I need to find pictures. I don't know if he would let me post them, but apparently one year when he was working at Cheddar's, he wore a Reno 911 costume
Oh, that's
with
hilarious.
the leather finger gloves and everything.
With the short shorts?
Yeah.
No way.
That
He
would be
looks
funny.
that. I could
With the
totally see.
mustache?
Yes.
Bet
Yeah.
there's one out there floating around somewhere. Can be found.
There's got to be. Yeah.
Well, if he won't let you post it, you at least have to bring it in so we can react to it. And we won't share it, Brett. We'll just laugh.
Oh, we're sharing it.
Oh,
He's
it's-
going to kill me.
Okay, never mind. We're
It's going
sharing
to be
it.
one of the image pop-ups. It's going to show it.
Oh yeah, in post you'll be
Yeah.
like pop.
but I'm going to like stretch it out so that it just stays there for a while for an awkward amount of
It
time.
should be our thumbnail.
That would be a lot.
That'd be great.
Poor Brett.
Subliminally.
Poor Brett.
He's never gonna let us see this photo.
No.
It's over.
We can find it on the interweb.
But does he actually listen to the show to know
No,
that
I told him
it's-
he was banned from listening to it because he has so many comments about it.
Yeah, see, that's
you
part
think
of
that
why I
stops
don't want to
him,
watch it.
No, he still listens.
That's why I don't want to watch or listen, because I'm afraid I'll just pick myself apart. I know I'll pick myself apart, but then I'll also be like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. Y'all say it's good? It's good.
Great.
So, but yeah, I'd critique the hell out of it.
That's one view and listen that we don't get that we could have. Speaking of that, be
That's
sure
true.
to go and like and follow and do all the things because we always say it at the end of the video and we need to get some growth here. So
On YouTube,
help us out on YouTube.
Spotify.
Yeah, just do it right now.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for subscribing.
Take a second, hit the button, help us out, support. We've got a few followers. We need more.
There we go.
All right. Well, to stay in theme with our Halloween month, there were 5 weeks in this month, by the way. So we have plenty of Halloween content, but superstitions today.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to find out who is superstitious, who's stitious, and who's just sus.
Who's a little stitious? I'm a little stish. Like, just a little stitious. Not a whole lot.
I don't know. I have a feeling that you're probably going to be the least.
Yeah,
in the least
it's-
category.
I think if you played sports a lot, you're semi-superstitious.
That's
played
what I was
I played a
thinking.
ton of sports, but for me, it was always, I guess the one thing, I don't know. It just wasn't, there's a few things. Like
Did
in
you
baseball.
step on a crack?
Yeah, we dodged the line. In baseball, we
Yeah.
stepped over the line. Yeah, don't ever step on the line. But other than that, that was about the extent of it.
I didn't know about that one. I knew about, obviously, like the pitcher. I don't know if this was necessarily superstitious or more of just a ritual, but like obviously pitchers that do their thing,
Well,
same
isn't
thing
that
before
kind of the
pitching.
I was going to say that's what
A
I was
ritual
going to
is
say.
kind of superstitious.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, pitchers are nut jobs.
Yeah.
Like they're crazy with the superstitious stuff. But yeah, they're the ones I think that started that whole "don't step on the line."
Yep.
You know, and it's like the whole team is superstitious. Like when a pitcher's throwing a perfect game or a no hitter, and the pitcher sits on one end of the bench, and the whole team is on the other end of the bench. You just
Don't talk about
them.
it. Yeah, you don't mention it. You don't bring it up. The announcers for the home team,
Yeah, they don't say a word.
or the team that's having the no hitter going.
They talk about
won't
the
bring it
weather
up.
or what they're about to eat. You just don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I love finding out whenever people are superstitious about sports and stuff and what specific it is that they don't want you to do, and then I do it.
God, that's messed up.
Just go out of your way
Yeah,
to stir the pot.
that would legit probably send some people in a downward spiral.
Did you step on the crack and break your mother's back?
No, just kind of like, oh, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And I'm like, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it.
She's the anti-stitious.
Although whenever I played soccer, I mean, I was younger, I had a friend who we were on like some winning streak, not long. I mean, 3 games in soccer. It's
She
like,
talked about
woo!
it.
But she did not wash her uniform.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, I've heard that one, and it is disgusting.
That's like one of the ones I could never ever get behind nor support ever.
Did you wear anything specific for the Tennessee-Alabama game?
There is a little stitiousness there.
Yeah.
Like, did you wear what you wore the year before or
Yeah.
anything like that? Okay.
That's about the extent of it. Like, but to be fair, I have just a Tennessee jersey that I wear for every game. So it's like, and I'll gladly get a new one. It doesn't have to be the same one, but I need to wear, just a Tennessee shirt. Like it doesn't have to be that one. I know people that they wear some of the nastiest shirts you've ever seen because they've had it for 30 years, and they're like, I will never not wear this. I'm like, that is okay, whatever.
I
He's
feel
like,
like I just have regular shirts like that.
he's like, I have to wear the lucky underwear. I've had it for the last 6 wins.
That's so gross. Yeah, but there are guys out there that do that.
Yeah, it's gross.
I'm like-
I mean, you can have lucky underwear, but wash them.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me is they don't wash it. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, that's gross.
Wash it. Like, okay, you want to wear it for every game, wear
Wash
it.
the good luck off of it.
Oh, no, you wash the stank off
Wash
of
the
it.
grossness away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you just wear it for the game.
They're probably watching the game by themselves.
Like, I know people that need to be in the same spot, like the whether it was a bar or a restaurant or on vacation or whatever, they need to be there at the same spot for the same game, doing the same thing. I'm like, that's
Especially if they are winning.
yeah. Well, I'm like,
If you
yeah,
lose,
that's
do you get the reset?
the team is up there. Like, oh, he's there.
Yep.
Now it's time to win. It's like if he's not there, we're just not going to play hard today.
I feel like baseball players are the most superstitious.
Oh, by far.
I don't have any kind of sportsy superstition, just the other stuff, like don't walk under a ladder, that kind of thing.
Oh, so see, you're more of the
Practical.
lifestyles.
Yeah.
superstition. So black cats.
Yeah, you got to X the dash every time.
Yeah, you X the dash.
Yeah, if they
X
cross
the dash?
if they cross in front
I
of
was
the
gonna
car,
say.
you got to.
I feel
Yeah.
like dashes weren't around during.
I mean, you've got to X something.
There's always been a dash.
Yeah.
Never. That's new to me.
What?
The X.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Same.
cancel it out.
Yeah.
Never heard that ever.
This
What?
guy.
That's new.
He's a Yankee though.
That's
so
true.
it's-
That's so true.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'm from Tennessee.
His is probably like
Are
hang
you
the lantern
though?
in the same spot. You know,
Oh my
don't
God.
don't put it on the other side of the porch. It's like what? No,
never heard that one.
you did. I thought that was a Pennsylvania thing. Must be
Apparently,
West Virginia.
some of the superstitions have been somewhat proven by science, I guess you could say. Like confirmation bias for beginner's luck. Some of that.
Did you get all technical
Well,
on us?
yeah, I'd say that
Dumb that down
that
for
requires some more depth and study. Like to what extent?
Phew, I'm not a scientist. There's also
I'm not a scientist. Moving on.
Insert disclaimer.
Yeah. Flash that up on the screen.
Yeah.
We are not scientists.
there was another one. It was so knocking on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That came from the Celts.
Yeah.
Celts? Yeah.
I believe that.
They believed in spirits and gods lived in the trees. So knocking on the trunks would call for their protection. But even now, it's shown to lower anxiety levels just because,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you know, kind of like a placebo
I could
effect.
see that. You know, but to me, is that really superstition anymore? I think at some point it like rises to another level. Like that's legendary. Like I see people do that all the time, almost subconsciously. They're just like, oh, you know, and you're like,
That's superstitious.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm like, it's stitious, but on I mean, it's
On a super level?
yeah, it's like common
Yeah.
practice. Everybody does it. Even people that aren't superstitious, they do it.
I mean, I knock on wood.
It's getting harder and harder to find wood these days, let me tell
That's
you.
true.
You're
That's
like,
true.
wait, that's not wood.
Yeah,
The table's not wood.
it's plastic. Knock on wood. Tyler, find wood.
That's
not wood.
I don't know.
That's
what-
not wood.
That's not wood.
Exactly.
Todd's got wood over there. Go get it. Oh, that sounds horrible.
yeah.
Hey, now.
Never mind.
Hey.
Okay.
Mr. Wood Designs.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're superstitious people.
I don't know what's above supercalifragilistic.
No, what I'm saying is, though, is there are probably people that are not superstitious at all that just do that because it's kind of
Superstitious.
the accepted norm. Well, no, it's just that
I know what you
people
mean.
do it.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
It's just
you
the
know.
thing you do. Like when you say
But
something
then
like that.
but I think then they're superstitious to an extent.
Well, sure.
Subconsciously superstitious.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
mouthful.
yeah, it's just
That's
like
it.
ingrained in us now, though. Because I'm not very superstitious, but I catch myself doing that.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I have a conversation with myself. I'm like, why did I do that?
Ingrained because it's wood. Get it? Ha ha.
See, there you go.
We were hitting them
Do you
with
ever
the
do that
puns.
though? Like sometimes you just like have an inner monologue with yourself. You're like, why would you do that? Like, why'd you do that?
All day long.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
like, why did you knock on that? But is that going to help you? Why did you do that?
Makes you feel better though, doesn't it?
Well, to that point, it's
Momentarily.
it's like an anxiety thing. I think it's social acceptance, anxiety. Like you do it because that's just what you do.
But I think a lot of times you do it to kind of to yourself. You're not like, ooh, knock on wood. I know I do it, but
Were you about to knock on her head? He's like, knock on wood.
my head's wood. So.
I am a real girl.
But yeah, I think that's funny though, because a lot of people do that,
Right.
and they just
Or step on a
don't
crack.
even think about it.
Probably
That one I haven't seen so much since like grade school.
Salt.
Yeah.
I see people do that, and I'm like,
I definitely do the salt one.
and they're like, I don't know why we. I've asked somebody before. I'm like, why? Are you superstitious? They're
Yeah.
like, no. You just if you spill the salt, you just throw it over your shoulder. I'm like, so you're just doing it without understanding the context behind it? Well, yeah, that's just what you do.
Yeah, apparently
Okay.
salt used to be, I mean, obviously harder to come by. So then if you spilt the salt, it was considered bad luck, and then you're supposed to throw it over your shoulder. But I'm like, so we're going to waste more.
And we're not going to delicately
salt.
scoop it up and put it back. We're just going to now we're really getting rid of it. Get it out of here.
Or like if your palm is itchy, is that you're coming into money?
Okay, hang on.
Oh, I didn't know that
Did
one.
I jump ahead? Ooh.
Technically, if the left palm is said to indicate that you will lose money, and the right palm suggests that you will receive money.
That makes sense. My left palm itches all the time.
Don't say that. We're partners.
That's true. Well, I'm just in relation to the condo,
To the what?
The condo.
to the job.
Oh, condo.
We're about to list the
That's not
condo.
exactly what I. That's
And
not
we've lost
at
a lot of
all
money
what-
on it.
What is it when your nose is itchy? What's
Isn't that like when someone's telling a lie? Or
Allergies?
Someone's coming to your house, or
No, that's if the broom falls. If the broom falls, you're
Yeah.
expecting company.
I thought the nose was like something to do with lying or like around a lie or something.
Yeah. And
Like
your
if someone
ear
says
itches-
something, they scratch their nose, they're lying.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's it.
Maybe I'm lying about that.
The old wives' tale superstitions.
that Google machine you have there.
That's right.
I'd say your right palm is probably always itchy, Todd.
Yeah.
You're always coming into some money. You're one of those that I read deaths sometimes come in threes. You're one where it's closings come in threes.
They are. Either have 3 or nothing. Literally.
Mine used to come in threes. Now they're coming in twos. I think that might be reflective of the market. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the market. No, the nose is. Your nose itch is a sign of company is coming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People still tell us we will have company soon when we scratch our noses. See, that's just the weird stuff. Like
I came from Pennsylvania Dutch country, so there's a lot of those
No.
little superstitions.
no. So what does the broom falling mean? We got to figure out what that one means.
Never
I thought
heard.
that was the one that.
Never heard that.
Yeah,
one.
I
I
think
bet it
that's
means the same thing. I
the same
bet.
thing. Yeah.
I feel like that's what started.
So,
this
like,
whole,
if your nose is itching and the broom falls, you're
You're
really,
really, there's about to be a party.
somebody's fixing to knock on your door.
Now I think it's more if the Ring doorbell gives you a
I mean,
notification
there's-
that you should be
See, they
expecting
ruin
company.
it. They ruin it. The ring ruined it. Broom fell. Company's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I knew. I didn't know
Yeah, I
the
didn't.
nose meant the same thing.
I knew it meant something, but I didn't remember.
There's something about people talking about. I thought that was. itchy
No, if your
palms.
Ears are burning.
Yeah.
Burning.
Okay, the broom falling is a wives' tale in many cultures with lots of different meanings.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Here it means company is coming. In England, it means bad luck. In Italy, it means someone will soon marry.
Those are a lot of very different
Yeah,
things.
yeah. I'm
You're
going
gonna
to
need
stick
a
with the
scientific
Which is
company.
surprising because you would think they would kind of,
Yeah.
everything would have came from Eastern Europe and kind of some
That's
sort
true.
of variation.
And all
You
three
would
of
think.
those are over there being different. Well, no, one ours is,
Yeah, I mean, you think it
but
would.
two of them, Italy and England. That's vastly different.
Yeah.
Bad luck. Someone's going to get married.
I feel like that's bad.
That
could be
could-
bad.
Maybe it's
that
one
could
and
be
the same.
That could be bad.
The leading cause 100% of
Divorces
divorces
is
are
marriage?
caused by marriage.
Brooms falling.
Yeah. By brooms falling.
By brooms
yeah.
falling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the black cat, like being bad luck here, I think it's Russia maybe, where it's actually an indication of good luck.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, it's weird how that stuff between cultures is different.
I think they're doing that just to be different. They just want to be different.
Sounds
What
like
a Nick move.
Yeah, totally, totally a me move. Just against the grain. Knock on wood.
I don't have any wood around here. It's over there hanging on Todd's wall. And for some reason, he has a wooden spoon also on his desk.
That's to paddle you
That's
with
from
whenever
the-
you're
Oh,
bad.
dang.
Chili
Or
cook-off
good.
award.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or good.
Got him.
Got him.
So breaking a mirror.
Oh, that's bad.
7 years.
7
Bad luck.
years.
Bad
You know where
news.
that came from though?
Someone probably dropped a mirror and then had bad luck for 7 years.
It was before they really understood like the physics behind it, and they thought that that was a reflection of your soul. So if you cracked the mirror, then you were like damaging your soul. Which I did have a friend that
Well, where does the 7 years come into play? Because that makes sense.
Superstition, good luck stuff. It's always
there's
like
all kinds of
odd
different
numbers.
variations.
3, 7, those-
13.
yeah, all those
Yeah.
numbers that are important.
But I had a friend that believed that spirits lived in mirrors. So then she told me that she wouldn't sleep in a room that had a mirror, or she
Oh
would
my
cover it
gosh.
up. And that messed with me for
Yeah, I would say depending on what age you are getting told that would be horrifying.
yeah to be in a bedroom that has one of those sliding closet doors that's just
Yes.
mirrors. That would be horrifying.
Yeah.
That freaks me out just hearing that right now. Like, I don't want to look in a mirror. That was one of the worst things.
Or door. Yours are mirror. Yeah,
Ours over there.
It's
yeah.
over there somewhere.
besides me.
God, that would be, that's just awful. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, I had a friend wanting to watch a scary movie for Halloween, and I was like, I don't need to do a scary movie right now. I think I don't need to be sleeping with a nightlight for the next 6 months. I was like, I did watch House of Wax.
That's such an old movie.
That's the first time I've seen it.
Never heard of it.
Really? I've heard of it a lot, but I had never seen it.
You've never heard of it.
Paris Hilton.
House of Wax.
Chad Michael Murray, I know you're a fan of him.
Yeah, no.
It's Todd's favorite.
Such a quick no.
No.
I don't know who that is.
There was another guy from Gilmore Girls. I don't know his actual name.
Yeah.
Do you know what Gilmore
I've,
Girls is?
yeah, I don't know if I've ever
Dawson's Creek.
accidentally watched it.
My sister used to be obsessed with both of those shows. So.
These good CW shows.
Yeah.
That was
Soap
I
operas
was
for
probably in
kids.
college, so I was not.
No.
Yeah.
Literally.
No.
Yeah, soaps for kids.
No.
Literally
Not Gilmore
was.
Girls.
Definitely.
What was one before
Yes,
that?
100%.
Very similar.
I don't know. Sex
Before
and the City.
Gilmore
What are we
Girls?
talking about?
Before
I don't know.
Gilmore Girls.
Dawson's Creek.
I've also
Before
never seen a
Dawson's
single
Creek.
episode
Before
of that
Dawson's Creek.
Gilmore Girls?
show.
Very
No,
similar,
I've seen
you know.
that.
I'll think of it.
We'll go to the cloud.
I'm trying to think how to ask that one.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
it was similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, before it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before Dawson's Creek.
And Gilmore Girls, yeah.
If you Google all of the references, I had seen Gilmore Girls so many times through that I had a lot of it memorized. So
Are
then
you
I was
talking
like,
about
you know
Beverly
what?
Hills 90210?
That's it,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, I would say that's the original.
Yeah, that's the original one.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do a little research into this and make it more fun. So I would Google whenever they would make a reference to like a certain name or a celebrity or whatever. They make so many like deep cut references. But no, it's a really entertaining show, and it's really intelligent. And it's one of the first few shows that had like 2 women as the lead.
Gilmore? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
And most scripts, they talk so fast. Most scripts for an hour-long show or so, I think, are between like 40 and 60 pages. I think their scripts were usually between like 60 and 80 pages. Like, they put a lot of information in there. It's very underrated.
someone is a diehard fan
Well, it's
of
actually
Gilmore
not
Girls.
underrated. A lot of people are diehard fans, but
Well,
mostly women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The OG is 90210. I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That, well before their time.
But I
But
can't even say. Well, I guess I did watch it a little bit here and there. I had 2 sisters, so they watched it. So.
Sure.
I caught the very tail end of it. But I never really got into it. I just knew of it. For me, it was Dawson's Creek. When that came out, everyone was watching it. I think I watched like 3 or 4 episodes and thought, not for me. Like, there's no way.
At my dad's house, we literally had one giant TV in the whole house, and it was in the living room, and so it was fighting over who got to watch what. And oftentimes, my sister, being the youngest child, always got everything she wanted at Dad's house. So, so
sense.
she watched all of those shows.
Dawson's Creek
Yeah.
and so.
I
Yeah.
had 2 sisters, so I watched all of them. We had one TV. And
Yeah.
it was not a big screen.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you were a big fan of Beverly Hills 90210?
it was a big TV. It wasn't a big screen. It was one that had the little knobs and
Oh
dials
yeah, it had
and-
the big
the
console.
big console.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
thing's never left the house.
Brittany's like,
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those?
I'm familiar,
Okay.
yeah. My
With the old
grandparents had
console.
one.
That's
Oh,
why you
that's
always
true.
have one.
That's
those
true.
60s houses was a little sunken in because
You knew
that
a
thing
TV
weighed
was
1
there.
ton.
Yeah.
They were huge. And they all had like wheels on the bottom, but they were useless.
They never worked.
It
You
conveys
couldn't
with the
wheel
house.
it. Yeah. Yeah, that thing wasn't moving.
Record player built into it.
Yeah. Hey y'all, Tyler here with another real estate tip of the day. The process of buying land can be very different than buying an established home. Before you get carried away with visions of building your dream home, there are things you should consider. You should ask your realtor to check things like the property's zoning type, neighborhood restrictions, access to local utilities, and possible street access. You're also going to want to evaluate any potential land clearing or grading costs and check to see if a previous survey is on file in the county records office. These are only a few of the many parts of this process, and it's important that you work with an experienced agent to help guide you through it. If you want to know more about buying land, or if you have other real estate questions, be sure and give us a shout over at holler@yarpod.com.
Friday the 13th. Do you guys have any feelings about a Friday the 13th?
I mean, I know the history behind it and where it came from, but
I think it's a Christian thing.
It was.
Because Judas was the 13th guest.
well, there's a lot of references to 13, but the big thing is Friday the 13th came when I forgot what pope it was, issued the death sentence for all the Templars, the Knights Templar. That was Friday the 13th.
Yep.
So that's kind of where the Friday the 13th stigma comes from. Is from
Definitely
that,
things
but-
get a little bit weird, and you put that in with a full moon, and I feel like people are a little bit on edge.
People get downright weird
Yeah.
about some of that
I
stuff.
have a lot of family that works hospital admissions and stuff like that. And
They see an uptick.
very busy, and
Yeah.
I always avoid March the 15th because of Shakespeare. Beware the odds
The
of March.
Ides of March, yeah. No, there's but it's so weird that happens, because I think it's kind of a reverse psychology thing, if you will. My lack of knowledge of that field, but I think people psych themselves out, is what I'm saying. Like it's Friday the 13th, so they're on edge,
I think you're more aware.
more likely to have a problem now because they're like looking for them. So in some crazy way, you kind of walk yourself into problems and situations.
Well, just like when you're in a good mood, good things usually
Yeah,
happen.
good things. Yeah,
When you're in a grumpy mood, or when you're
success breeds success.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all those different things. They come around for a reason. They
I mean, that's why negative people,
tend to be negative and surrounded by negativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think to me, it does. I'm not Friday the 13th. We're
Yeah.
a big deal, but I know some people are absolutely. If they could lock themselves in a room for that day, they would.
I feel like the full moon affects it more than
It's because the werewolves.
because of Friday the 13th.
Well, the lichens come out.
Supposedly, that's another one that's been scientifically
So, I
tested.
feel like it's
'Cause-
legit. Like things are a little nuttier. People
Well,
are
with
a
a
little.
full moon, it's supposed to mess with like the circadian rhythm because
Yeah.
it's
It does.
brighter,
It's brighter,
and that can
and
make people a little nuttier.
it also affects tides, which changes, some of the spin rate of the Earth and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, it's all microscopic changes, but it all matters. I mean, people feel it. Like you
What
can
about
feel
when
it
Mercury is in retrograde?
in retrograde.
Don't even get me
Mercury's in
started.
retrograde. Look out.
Now, is that? I mean, that's very superstitious. All the astrology.
Well, that's astrology. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, but I mean, that's very.
That's a
I
crazy
feel like
level of
it's
superstitious.
kind of the same.
that entire thing is its own brand of superstition.
I always put it this way. The galaxy is way too big, and we know next to nothing about it to even really begin to weigh in on that. Is there some relevancy to it? I'm sure there is. There's, on some level, it's energy, it's forces, whatever. But there's no way we would understand that stuff. Like not right now. And if it would, it'd be someone that is super, super smart and studies it nonstop. But I mean, think about how little we know about that. I'm sure there's tons.
What are
of
we
things
talking about?
that affect
Astrology?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
You
like,
brought it.
Like, what
You
do
brought it up.
He brings
Yeah, but
up,
I don't know
he's
what
like,
you were talking about.
Talking about
No,
like
I do know
astrology and
that
superstitions.
there's supposedly a fifth. How many signs are there? There's more than that.
12, and there's the 13th sign.
Yeah.
I was going to say the 13th, and we're like 2,000 years off now, or something like that. Supposedly,
Yeah.
like if you're a Pisces, if you think
Yeah.
you're a Pisces, you're not really a Pisces. You're
Well, they made that official announcement a few years back,
Yeah.
maybe 10 years ago now. I don't know.
I don't
But
think anybody listens to that either. They're still on the
they're
old.
still on the old thing because, again, we put our
So I'm
own
sure now we got
selves into that category.
supercomputers.
I'm not changing my sign that I've been my whole life because somebody said, "Oh, by the way, we're out of alignment with the
What
original map."
Who's to say? Because we said we were in alignment 2 million years ago.
Hey, it's only relative.
Exactly.
Yeah, all things are relative. Yeah, to me, like you're going to change it.
I mean,
That's change for the sake of change. Think about it. We grew up our whole lives with it.
It's changed.
oh my
for-
gosh.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a firm believer in
Like,
the if you believe it,
your
it's true.
sign
like,
is pretty accurate?
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
you
it
relate to the traits
fits,
and things
fits
of
me
your sign?
really, really well.
Because
All right, so now you just want to change it. Well, I agree with that, but that's what I'm saying. It's changed for the sake of change. Why change it?
Keeping it for
Who
the
cares
sake
if we're
of keeping it.
No.
How many years
Being
behind
safe.
did they say we
It
are?
fits.
I don't know. I thought I heard 2000. I could be
Yeah,
totally
who
wrong.
cares?
It might be like a
I'm a
month and a half. I
Capricorn.
don't
Like
know.
you ain't changing that. Sorry.
Very Capricorn of you.
Yes, very Capricorn. Exactly. So whatever. Take your 2,000 years and go away.
Hey, we're both Capricorns. I was telling someone the other day that I am a Capricorn, but I usually don't get along with other Capricorns.
Well, it's because we're very stubborn and independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that explains why y'all butt heads so much.
Came in the other day. They were fist fighting.
That's right. Knock down, drag out.
I believe
She
it.
won.
I'd believe it if Nick actually shows up to the office to be here the other day.
Yeah. Oh, that's the big thing. Was I actually here or not?
Yeah, that's the elusive question.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Anytime that a month starts with a Sunday, then
Oh, I
there will
haven't heard
be
this
a
one.
Friday the 13th, which
Really?
makes sense because Sunday, then 7 days, and 6.
Well, yeah.
When you think about it, it's like duh, but I never.
Yeah, I was
So
saying,
any
now that I think about it, I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
you
So any month
moron.
that starts on a Sunday will have a Friday the 13th.
That makes
All
sense.
years have one. Some have two, but maximum is 3. I looked it up because I was like, did 2020 have 3 Friday the 13th? But it was 2.
Oh,
I mean, that's still
if it
pretty
had
bad, but-
3, I'd be
The
like,
next year to have
explains
3 is
it.
going to be, I think, 2026. But our next Friday the 13th is coming up. It's December the 13th.
Yeah, which I feel like is kind of common for some reason. I don't know.
I do remember that one a lot.
But it's funny that I remember that one, but the days always shift like one day forward
Yeah.
every year, so you really wouldn't see that. But like once every
Well, it'd be every,
5?
4 years?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the leap year would send it
screws
off.
up, yeah,
Boy, that's
We are
crazy.
a bunch of mathematicians.
sure are.
I'm Googling that.
Bunch of mathematizers over here. Todd's brain, I see it.
I don't know why we're even trying to figure this out.
I'm over here.
You say
one.
astrology, and then you're just like off in the weeds while
Yeah.
we're sitting there talking about it. You're like, what are we talking about?
I just literally heard that the other day.
It's probably part of his son.
A new one and whatever.
I don't know.
Although 2020 did have a leap day, so it was an extra long year.
Yeah.
Well, people started doing the freaking mop standing straight up.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
what?
Y'all went to heck in a handbasket.
That was
Heck in
supposed
a
to be-
handbasket.
They did that during like the planetary alignment thing too, and I'm like, you could stand that up anytime that it you just balanced the thing. Like it's not anything special. Depends on the broom.
It's pretty funny though.
It was funny because you've seen a bunch of posts about it, and that's happened like 2 or 3 times that I can remember where that was a big deal on social
Bless
media.
you. And then COVID hit. Coincidence?
Yeah, it was the brooms.
So it's going to happen this year. Last time it happened was 2019.
What are we talking about?
In 2019, I posted, "We're 1 year away from a plague."
You're a witch.
Yeah, you knew. You've been talking to Bill Gates too much, buddy.
Yeah. No, well, I literally was like, we're at the 100-year mark from the last big plague, so we're due one, and 2020
I thought the last big plague was 1924 or 22.
1919.
1919
bird
was the
flu.
bird flu, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we had the
Started
Spanish,
in the army camp in Colorado or
the Spanish flu was the
something
big
like
one.
that. Was that the big?
Yeah.
Was that the one? The one that started at the army base that, like the whole base got it, and they thought it was
Not
like
sure what the.
they thought it was like Walking Dead scenario.
I don't know.
It was weird.
I don't know anything
It's
about
like World
that.
War One. Yeah, the next. God, we were way off. The next time that's going to happen is 2030. It just always feels like
Yesterday.
December's
I
got
don't know.
one.
Yeah.
Like, but that's
Their
interesting.
math did math.
Our math did not math out.
No, that makes sense. We said 4 or 5 years. That would be 5
Well, we
years.
did because
from-
the next previous one was
Oh, wait, no.
2015.
That's,
Math is
yeah.
Getting
See?
worse.
No, we were right.
We were right.
We
Somewhere.
talked ourselves into being
Somewhere
right.
in there.
Go figure.
Yeah, when you throw out 6 numbers, you're eventually
Just
gonna
Yeah,
because
you're-
you
yeah,
say
exactly.
you're right doesn't mean you were
Something's
right.
going to stick. It'll stick. What's crazy is
Keep
sometimes
saying
it
it enough
happens,
times.
it happens back to back
people just
months.
believe it.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
The psychological rule is 3. If you say it 3 times, it's not a lie. It's the truth.
Scout's honor.
Scout's honor.
3.
Wait, what is the?
It's 3.
Wait, isn't that the?
That's the Mockingbird thing.
Yeah.
Or what? Not Mockingbird, but the
Mockingjay.
Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Hunger
the
Games.
Hunger Games. That's
Mockingjay,
it.
yeah.
I was trying to think of the name.
Yeah, I
I'm
couldn't
like,
think of it.
Doo-doo.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, we went down the rabbit hole there.
Astrology. Anyways.
Have you ever found a 4-leaf clover?
Oh,
Yes.
all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I find
Really?
hundreds of them every year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I just have like an eye for them. I just
Yeah.
walk and just.
You'll just be walking and look, a 4-leaf clover.
You
I have a
always,
family member like that.
you just look for the square. That's the thing I always look for.
Have you ever found more than 4 though? I found a 6-leaf clover one time.
I've found a 5-leaf. That's not, I have not found a 6 or higher.
That's got to be like some kind of bad luck. I don't know.
It's a genetic mutation.
Yeah.
I think I've found maybe 2 ever 4-leaf clovers, and that was when I was little, like looking for them all the time.
Oh, I don't know. I've always been able to find them.
I don't look.
I used to look all the time.
I mean, I'm not like, if I look, I won't find it. But if I'm not looking, I find it just, I guess you just see it in your peripheral.
Tyler like drops his keys and it's like, oh look,
Literally.
4-leaf clovers.
That's exactly how it happens. Like every time I'll look down and it's like, oh, look.
There's one.
Well, apparently it's 1 in 5,000 odds for finding one.
Dang.
I'm probably one of the ones bringing the average like way down.
You're like, yeah, it's
1 in 5,000. But I mean, if you think about it in a whole, like if you're in a little patch of clover, you know,
Yeah.
how many stalks or
Thousands.
stems are in? I mean, there's probably millions.
yeah. There's
If it was
thousands
this
and
big.
thousands of clovers.
At least 10.
So
Are you mathing again? We're mathing again. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, let's Google it. I'm sure someone's looked that up.
I'm sure
before.
that you go meter by meter. I bet someone did.
I
Sit there and
guarantee
count
it,
them.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
trying to count.
They
them.
would have had to come
Let's
up with an
see.
actual average. Somebody
How
did.
many clovers?
But it's a
are
genetic
in-
mutation.
I think you
so-
should be in ChatGPT.
Yeah.
ChatGPT isn't always that accurate.
I feel like that would search that one.
You can tell it to name its or to cite its sources,
Yeah.
and that's helpful because then you know that it found it somewhere that wasn't.
And
Just,
You
It's
gave
not like-
ChatGPT homework.
yes, I
That
do
way
it.
it's-
I will do it all the time if I'm
That's why
looking
it's-
at something specific. I will say, "Tell me this," and cite your sources.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
why
will.
it's not like pulling it from like some of these.
On average,
Onion,
5 and
news.
6 leaf clovers are more rare
Wikipedia,
than 4 leaf. But the
someone-
biggest leaf clover ever discovered, guess how many?
13.
22.
8.
56.
Holy crap! What? How do you
In-
fit 56?
Near, it was near
In
Chernobyl.
2009, a Japanese man found it in
Yeah.
Hanamaki City.
Near. What's
I'm
the-
thinking that it was more like one of the big 2.
Apparently, he found multiple. he found a 56 leaf clover, and then later that same year found a 63 leaf clover. So
Was it-
63, I guess. Is
Was
the
it
guess.
growing in Hiroshima?
Probably.
Oh Lord.
Probably.
Did they
Think about
check
it.
for ripped leaves?
Oh. Yeah, was he cheating?
I mean, something had to have happened to cause
Was
that
it only
kind
a
of
28
mutation.
leaf
That's-
clover and he ripped them in half?
Probably had some crystals near it.
Yeah, something happened.
Is that considered superstitious?
Probably.
Crystals.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
There's got to be something around
There's
there.
a whole thing about crystals. That's a whole. We could be here all day going down that rabbit hole.
Do you ever let the moon charge yours?
No. I thought you were talking about something else.
What are we talking about?
What are you charging?
Astrology.
Your crystals.
Yeah, you got to set them out. Same with a tarot deck. You're supposed to set it in the moonlight.
I don't know these things. He's,
Yeah, I know all of that stuff.
He's the witch over there.
Me and Tyler have just like a little bit of
Y'all got a
the
little
witchy
bit
knowledge.
of witchy hippie in you.
I mean, my whole family was literally making moon water the other day, so there's that during the harvest moon.
How do you make moon water? Do you just pour it into a bucket and say moon water?
I mean, you have to set it out there in the moonlight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a redneck. Moon water.
Moon water, man.
I feel like this is not redneck at all.
I told them, I was like, are you sure you're not talking about moonshine?
Yeah.
So is that totally Wiccan?
That has to be.
It's very, yeah.
That has to be.
No, not necessarily.
I've never ever heard that before you.
Well, in
said-
theory, then wouldn't like all the lakes and oceans be moon water? They just bask in it all night long.
No, it's the intent.
Oh, okay.
You have to give it the intent.
So you got to put it in the bucket or the mason jar or whatever, and you got to intentionally set it out
Yeah.
on the. Okay,
It's the intent.
gotcha.
Is there like a spell you
What
gotta
does it do?
Not really.
What does moon water do?
No, it's supposed to be positive energy liquefied.
It's healing water.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
It's going to heal you.
If you believe it in it, I believe it helps.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some placebo effect there.
Yeah.
It is.
You need to drink some more of that this season,
Get
Tyler.
you some moon water,
I
man.
need something because I stay sick.
Yeah, say go get you some moon water.
I was hitting the inhaler before we started this.
You need
I
to
don't
put
think I've
some-
ever heard anyone's. Man, I was hitting the inhaler before we did this.
I needed to give my lungs enough juice to get through this episode.
You
Yeah.
need to charge some bone broth with that moon water.
Yeah, there you go.
Put it in a hyperdrive.
Bone broth does sound pretty good though.
A little OJ. Have you ever wished on a shooting star?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what you do in a meteor shower, but yeah.
Keep wishing.
I don't
Yeah.
think I have.
I haven't either.
Really?
Yeah.
Same thing with 11:11 on the clock.
Yeah, don't do that.
I announce it because it's annoying.
Yeah.
But
I say, that's one of those things.
The
I'm like,
announcing
it's
part's
11:11.
annoying.
Yeah.
Or the-
It's 11:11.
Make a wish.
I don't think I've ever. No, I've never done that.
I've
No?
never wished on blowing out candles on a birthday cake or a shooting
No,
star.
I've done that. I've done the birthday. I mean, you've. No.
Even when I was a kid,
Yeah, you
I
had
never
to when you were
believed
a
in
kid.
any of that.
I guarantee
Really?
you
You
your
never
parents,
believed in it?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know
Like you didn't
why.
believe in Santa and the Easter Bunny and stuff.
I mean,
when
I
you were
had
a
joy
kid?
in my life. Yeah, I
Hey,
believed in Santa
Santa's
at
a
one
real
point.
dude, okay?
Way to ruin it for all of
Yeah,
our child
Santa is
listeners.
real.
I hope we don't have children listeners. We say some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we do. Moon water.
I mean, I edit the worst of it out, but yeah. It's usually Todd.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that out.
I have a
Santa's
clean
real,
record.
people.
I'm surprised.
I have a
Brittany
clean
has.
record.
You do have a clean record.
And you do too, Tyler.
Yeah, I haven't had to edit me out. I mean, I've edited some stupid out, but not like,
I've edited questionable things out, but,
like yeah.
but no
I used to
curse
get
words.
threatened with my stupid as a kid.
Honestly, I'm surprised that I have not been mass edited every episode with language. I'm very shocked by that.
I expected it to be more you than Todd.
I did too, but Todd drops them on the regular.
I lasted like
You did. To be fair,
12
you went like 6
episodes.
episodes,
Yeah.
7 episodes before you started dropping some bombs.
At least 3.
And then that one, it came up.
yeah,
It
did. That
came
was a-
hard and heavy.
There
I
was
like,
It
yeah,
happens.
here we go.
that one episode. It was like every 10 minutes in, I was cutting out.
It wasn't any beeps though. It was just cut.
Well,
hard cut.
I started with beeps because you specifically were like, "We have to beep that out. We haven't had a beep yet." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that.
That
'cause
one,
it's,
yeah.
it's funny." And then so I did that a couple times.
Oh, so now we just cut them out completely. We
it's
don't
so
even-
much easier to just
Okay.
cut them out.
Hey, he's the editor. I don't,
Ah.
Sometimes it overlaps with other speaking that's important, and I can't. I just have to beep it really quick.
I find it hard to believe we speak English anyhow most of the time.
what do we speak?
Gibberish.
Gibberish.
Pretty much.
Swamp people.
Swamp people.
You never wished on candles on a birthday cake
No.
that
Or a
you
star.
can remember.
No.
Did you wish on stars? No.
No.
You never like wish on a coin, throw it in a fountain.
When you blow up,
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's part of the whole act. To me,
Maybe.
that's like the birthday cake thing. Like,
yeah.
you just do that. The star thing, I know people do it. I've just never done it. I just watch it. I'm like, that's cool. But that's about it. But the birthday cake, 100%.
It's pretty rare that you actually see a random shooting star that's not during some kind of cosmic event like a meteor shower.
It's light pollution.
Astrology.
Pollution. I mean, you don't see
It really
anything.
is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shooting stars per night.
Yeah, you're not going to see it with it being so bright.
Do you know what a shooting star is?
It's a meteor.
Yeah.
It's a meteor.
It's death that gets
It's
burnt
death
up before
coming.
it hits the earth.
Just the way she said it. It's a meteor.
It's probably aliens. That's a logical solution.
Yeah, that totally. Aliens. 100%.
So apparently, if you leave your bags on the ground in Poland, it's believed that leaving it unattended can cause money to jump out. Although if you leave your bags unattended in an airport in America, you could probably get jumped or put on
Get stolen.
some kind of a list.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, so I would not want
it
to
by
leave a
yourself.
bag
So
in
don't
an
leave your
airport.
bags unattended really anywhere.
Have you ever seen anyone do that?
Sit a bag down and walk away.
Yeah, but they they're trying to be cautious of their bag and their belongings because it might have a laptop or something in it. But everyone always does it so like conspicuously, like the lean down, like leaning one way with your shoulder, and they grab the bag and they just kind of like slide it, and then every now and then you'll see that person stand up, and I'm like, sit back down, don't you move. You're not allowed to do the bag slide and then
No
stand
bathroom
up.
breaks.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Okay?
I know that Starbucks is running through you,
Yeah,
but
it always goes through my head. That's so crazy to think about the times we live in. It's like any public space. When I see someone do the bag slide, and then they just kind of like look around and get up, like, what are you? What's in the bag? It's like, don't be getting up right now.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? I was thinking the same thing. What's in the box? Great movie.
well, I think coming up on Halloween, if we were ever going to do one, we should do Florida Man for today.
Oh, okay.
For today's
What
date,
is our date?
Or
29th.
We're so close to Spooky Day.
Florida Man 10/29. Let's see what we get. All right, number one on Fox News: Florida man dressed as Trump at this is great. Okay, at a Halloween fair allegedly punched in face by 14-year-old girl. So there's that one.
That's hilarious.
On Fox 13 in Memphis, Florida man mauled by black leopard after paying for "quote unquote" full contact experience at backyard zoo.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's the
my
one where
God.
he's like, "We want to box
Yeah,
him.
he's
I'm
like,
gonna
I want to wrestle it.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember that.
let's wrestle the leopard.
Yeah.
That's because nothing's ever went wrong there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Memphis is the redheaded stepchild of Tennessee.
backyard zoo.
literally that.
Let's see. Is
A
there another
leopard
good
in a
one?
backyard zoo.
That's how sightings come along.
Mm-hmm.
They do not report any jailbreaks.
Yeah, that's how that tiger that got loose in Knoxville.
Yeah.
That's probably where it came from.
Someone's
A backyard zoo.
I'm telling you, I didn't run for like 4 or 5 days because I was scared to death.
I'm scared. You could have got some good PRs.
I would have died.
Probably.
Pick up the pace.
I don't know. I had my friend who was named Tiger Bait, and the one grabbed her leg and ripped it all up. But
What?
her nickname was Tiger Bait. She worked at Tiger Haven or Tiger Heaven or whatever it was called, where it was a rescue sanctuary, and one of them got her leg through the fence somehow, and tore her up pretty good.
That's so sketchy.
Yeah.
It's like those people that get a little too close.
And yes, she continued to work there after that.
I would have owned the place.
Workman's comp.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they cover you
Bye-bye.
up in all kinds of waivers.
I Florida man October 31st, just out of curiosity. There's some doozies.
Read us one.
Well, that one I can't read just because what's in there. But I guess the funniest one is Florida man dressed as a banana charged for whipping out his banana at a party.
Wow.
So,
Classic.
yeah, banana man whips out the banana.
Well, to wrap up our superstitious episode, there was a quote. I can't remember where it came from. It was, "You don't need to understand the cause to benefit from a behavior."
That is a interesting quote.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think through that one.
Yeah.
Hashtag placebo effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe what you want to believe.
Well, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and some others.
Some others.
Is there any others?
Do
Yeah,
all the
there's some
things.
others.
Yeah,
X.
I'm not really sure where we are, but we're out there in a lot of places. So go find us. And if you listen, make sure you like and subscribe because we really need to grow.
Do the thing.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling real estate in East Tennessee, email us at holler@yarpod.com. You can also reach Brittany Hawkins at 423-270-9572, Todd Huber at 865-456-0101, Tyler Letner at 865-816-0076, and Nick Cantey at 865-250-5167. Our office at Wallace Real Estate can be reached at 865-584-4000. Make sure to ask for YARPod. See y'all next week.